everybody. I know I have not been live on Facebook in like a hot minute, but today is super worth it. I am so excited to have Kimberly Olson joining me today. If you guys don't know Kimberly, we've been good friends now for years. So I feel like everybody must know her because I know her and love her. But if you're brand new, if we've recently just connected and you haven't met my dear friend Kimberly, she's a very, very successful entrepreneur. She's been able to build a multi-million-dollar business over just the past few years because she decided that she was going to get serious about it. She's going to get her family out of debt. She's going to be home with her babies. And not only was she going to help herself, but she was going to help a bunch of women along the way. And that was how we connected probably just 4 or 5 years ago now.
It's our 4-year anniversary.
It's our 4-year anniversary. This lovely lady started popping up in my feed because she was teaching other people how to build a business on social media, but not in that traditional, like, go find your 100 friends and just keep pitching them until they buy way, but like a really genuine, authentic, attracting people to you and giving them what they want. And I was so drawn to it. And I remember just being so drawn to you because you were so similar to me. Like you had little babies and you were doing this mom thing and you were still working full time and you were trying to balance it all. And yet you were just moving forward every step of the way and learning, getting better. And now like you've built an empire, which is so cool. So she and we met live together at an event, at a company event back in 2018.
Yeah, it was 2018.
And I was so inspired to share this training with you guys today and just have us kind of casually chat about events because events have been pivotal in my business. They've been this huge boost. And I'm really excited because Kimberly's going to actually be running a live event in September, and I'm going to be speaking on her stage, and I'm honored, I'm thrilled, I'm nervous, I'm all the things, and we'll talk to you guys more about that later. If you want more info on it, put like a goal digger event in the comments, because then I can come back and share the link with all the details, but we'll talk about a little bit about that at the end. But I wanted to kick off today and just kind of get your insight on why do you think being at events is such a boost for an online business, right? We're online business owners. Why do we need to get to live events?
Right. I know. And it's funny because I literally preach social media all day long. And I'm like, hey, come to this in person. Well, I was thinking about it and I was, just casually talking to somebody about, a conference I just went to. And they were like, oh gosh, I haven't been to any. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, oh, I've been to my company's convention. I'm like, no. This is totally different. If you go to like something for entrepreneurs, you're going to learn things that you wouldn't learn. Probably already heard. I mean, a lot of those I've been to them. They're great. And they're very good for like getting tied into your company and that, seeing the vision. There's something totally different about, non-specific ones. And I realized that I go to a lot of conferences and you do too, masterminds, in-person trainings, we get coaching. And I was like, okay, why? Like, what is that? Well, the way my brain works is I focus on something, I go all in, I become obsessed because my goal is to master that thing, whatever it is, motherhood. I was like, okay, how do I, deal with the baby? Okay, what needs my attention right now? And the thing that being an entrepreneur, it's a big thing to need to master because there's so many parts to it. Mm-hmm. But there's something that happens when you're in a room and learning from the best. It's like you could watch 10 Facebook lives or hear one person speak and you would get more from that one person speaking because there's something about being right there that will change you, like change your DNA. Like it's crazy. Yes. So I'm a huge fan of them and I'm not slowing down. I'm going to go to as many as I can get away with, because sometimes I can't bring the girls. So then my husband's got to hold down the fort, but I'm going to as many as I can. Mm-hmm.
And when we had so many options, I mean, they're just starting to pop up again, which is exciting because even though I'm like severely introverted and it like wipes me out, I still crave that energy of going to them because it's not like connecting on a Zoom, and I love that we've been able to do that these last couple of years and still get the knowledge and the information, but there's an energy when you're in the room. I totally agree with you about the difference between company events versus like neutral, industry events, because your company is really specialized in your company, right? They know their products. They're going to bring information about that. They're going to maybe get a couple motivational, inspirational speakers, but they're not going to necessarily dig in to a specific type of marketing skill that you might want to master or you don't even know about yet that could completely transform your business.
Yes. What's interesting too is what about, because when we were together at one that was like several days long, don't you also feel like it sets you up for these like rendezvous with people that you would never have run into before? Yes. Like you run into someone in the bathroom or you end up sitting by someone and by the end of it, you're like, I love you. How did we not know each other? Like, I feel like it kind of opens the door to possibilities of like meeting people. And a lot of you watching are probably introverted because we're kind of drawn to online and because it's easier, but you might not be getting out there to make some real connections. And think about it. Imagine all your like perfect type of friends to have that get it. They have goals and dreams. They're not going to make fun of you that you like want to be a 6-figure earner. You're going to go be in a room where it's the perfect kind of people to connect with and make long-term friendships with.
Yes. Yes. And I have met people at events who were completely in different companies. And I've thought, we'll probably never work together. We'll probably never do anything together, but we connect and we stay connected. And our paths have crossed along the way and we've done collaborations. And, Kimberly and I have worked in separate companies. We've worked in companies together. I'm partnering with her now to help her affiliate marketing, goal digger influencers. I'm teaching them all about affiliate marketing, but we've been able to stay connected and do that because we connected on a deeper level, even though at the time, maybe it didn't make sense for us to partner in the same company. So those relationships, you don't get that when you're just sitting behind your computer alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Or, if you're aligned with whoever's hosting, like you're like, okay, I'm drawn to this person for whatever reason, most likely everyone that they have speaking is going to be an extension of them in some way, but different. So now you literally are going to get like, here's their Rolodex of like, you, for example, you're speaking by yourself, no pressure, but solo speaking event, and they're going to get to see you through me and then go, oh my gosh, Lindsay's the best thing since sliced bread. Well, a lot of you wouldn't have had that happen if you didn't attend it to meet the Rolodex of people. So it's kind of a way to also build out who you're following and who you're mentoring from and learning all in a really short period of time to start to say, oh, I like that person. And really, really find some new people to learn from. Because that's the whole thing, guys. Everything's changing every 5 seconds on social. I just went on my phone and, last week they rearranged everything on Facebook. I'm like, they've got to be doing some major updates right now. Things are changing. Things are changing so fast. So we can't do what we did 5 years ago. We've got to constantly be learning from the best that are actively in the trenches, making it happen.
I literally just recorded a YouTube video about Facebook engagement because everybody's crying the blues about, my gosh, my profile, what do I do? And it's so true. Like, it happened 3 years ago with business pages. It's happening now with profiles, and we need to be able to adjust and adapt. And when you're getting to these live in-person events, you're not watching someone's videos from 4 years ago or their course that they created 5 years ago that worked great then, but it's not effective now. They're having to bring what is working in that moment to you. And that to me is really powerful because you get that instant knowledge of this is relevant right now.
And also too, like some of the people that I followed when I first started and, even did some of their courses or, participated in their things, when I heard them speak on stage, people will tell the real story on stage, like the real story, like their whatever got them to where they are, like the good, the bad, the ugly. And then you'll sit there and go, oh my gosh, this is why I was drawn to this person. Like they are the real deal. They've been through some ish and they've overcome it. And look at what they've done. It's so inspiring that it literally tells your subconscious brain, this is possible. Like it turns a light bulb on for you to go, oh my gosh, I can do this. Because, social media, it's our best self, right? Like you kind of get the glamour shots version of our lives. But, but when people come on stage, it's magical. They will literally share like their real story that you can't get, on a Facebook Live.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. So true. Well, I want to ask you a question because I promised the audience that there's a difference between people who just go to events and consume. They sit there, they consume, that's it. And then they leave and they go home and they go back to their life and their business. And those who go to events and they use it as an investment in themselves, and they take so much more back with them, and they have this huge return on their investment. What would be like a couple tips that you would give people on how they could do that for their next event?
Yes. So what I do, and at ours, we'll have it set up where it's built in. But what I do is whenever I'm taking a lot of notes, I will put, I don't know if you can see them, there's these arrows with circles. Ooh. So what I do is whenever I have a lot of information, I'm taking information in, I will make call outs for myself. So literally there's so much on this paper, and I can see I have 4 action items. So I'm able to look at it and go, okay, I've got to send her dates. Okay, I've got to look at that. Okay, cool. Like if I would look at this later, I would run away, or I would go, I don't even know what I meant by that. But if you go in and this is actually a really good tip. I used to be a training director for a commercial cleaning company for years in my 20s. And she told me this, and this helped so much. Whenever I'm talking like stripping and waxing floors, like I had to teach dudes how to do that. Yeah. And I didn't know how to do it, but I had to teach them how. It was really weird, but I somehow made it happen. But she said, whenever you're learning something, I want you to take notes as if you're going to turn around and teach it. And I had to do that for my job. So that was such a great skill. It's like, okay, how can I write this in a way that for those of you that have teams, or, it's really cool. You can literally go to an in-person conference and have 3 months of content from it. You can walk away and go, cool, I learned this, and you give credit, right? Oh, wow, I heard the speaker, or, I heard someone say this thing out of a book, and you're going to have all this content. But if you write it in a way where it's like, okay, I'm taking this in, but I could turn around and teach this to somebody else, but give yourself your running action list, however you want to do that. Because if you don't do that, you'll actually feel constipated. You're going to feel constipated. You're going to feel uncomfortable with all that knowledge.
Yes.
And your brain's like gonna poof. And then you also will feel some resistance because you were excited to implement and then you don't. So there's this like disconnect, the divide in your subconscious mind is like, yeah, see,
you didn't really do anything with that.
You didn't really do anything. And then you're like, oh man. So yeah, you definitely need a plan for that, because that's very common.
I love that, because I do a similar thing. And I know you're like the queen of like, I'm going to implement this and turn around and teach it. Like that was like a huge way for you to build your brand over the last 4 years. And it's obviously it's very successful. It works, guys. So like, listen to the nuggets she's giving you. It sounds simple. Most people will not do it.
Right.
They'll either not take notes at all. They'll sit there. They'll be chatting with their friends. They'll go to the bar. They won't pay attention to what's happening, or they'll take such copious notes that they come home constipated. I love that phrase.
Yeah.
Because
education, constipation.
I look at information and I tend to, what I do, like she's got the little arrows, I tend to highlight it when I come home.
Nice. Yeah.
What can I implement right now? What goes in the parking lot for later?
Yeah.
And what do I need to teach my team or my clients?
Or a VA.
Yeah. Whatever you have. It could be your network marketing team. What things did you learn that you need to teach that team? Your team, if you're, have a bigger team and you're running a team of people, or your virtual assistant, or what could you take off your plate so that you could be more productive?
Yeah. And people will see you, if you are going out there and, that's why every time I meet someone I'm coaching with, or if I'm at a conference, I've got my list of people I want to get a selfie with. I will do that. I will proactively go find that person somehow, some way. And when you are showing others that you're out there learning from the best out there, their success is associated with you. So even if it's subconscious, what happens is people will be drawn to you because they think you know more than they do, and that you can teach them, which you probably can, because you're fulfilling your self-development, personal development skills by going to conferences and in-person events. So use your stories, do posts, maybe, you do something from sitting in the audience, let people see you out there doing that, because not a lot of people are doing that, especially right now. It'll get back to, more normal eventually, knock on wood. But right now you're going to be head and shoulders above the rest by doing that. And that's what social media is, standing out. We got to figure out how to stand out.
I hope you all listen to that, because that was really important. And most people are afraid. They're nervous to approach those people, so they don't go do it. And you are going to stand out. But here's one thing I think I'd like to add on to that. those people, if you're approaching the leaders, the speakers, the influencers, don't waste their time by not using those photos.
Ooh, mic drop.
Like, make sure that you are taking that and you are showcasing that to stand out, and you are putting yourself and associating with those people. And if you can take a nugget that they taught on stage and go implement it, and then post about that and tag that person, that is the code, you guys. They will shout you from the rooftops.
Yes, it's true. We had, one of us tagged Erin King is one of our keynote speakers at the conference. And I adore Erin. I've seen her speak a couple times.
Yes.
That's what she does professionally. And we tagged her on LinkedIn and she reposted it on her LinkedIn. So think about, you can get in front of potentially, if you give a shout out and tag, they'll probably shout you out. Now you just got in front of their entire audience.
That's huge.
That's huge.
That is absolutely huge. So I'm so excited because, we both have heard her speak before, and she is
oh yeah, we were together the one time.
Firecracker.
She owns that stage, man.
She is a firecracker. I was like sitting on the edge of my chair. I was cracking up thinking like, I never want this to end. Right. No. So good. So that is so phenomenal. I want to be super respectful of your time as well. So I would love for you to share a little bit more about the Leica Gold Digger event that's happening September 17th and 18th, because this is the opportunity for you guys to take what we're teaching today and to actually put it into action in a couple of months. If this is aligned with your business and your audience, right? There, like, talk to us a little bit about what's going to happen at the event.
If you're building on social, so if you want to learn marketing, you want to learn mindset, and you want to learn how to make money on social, it's literally very much online marketing, social media specific. Really for those that are maybe in network marketing, direct sales coaching, but are building their personal brand. So it's, really getting you to see how you can stand out, how you can get clear in your messaging, attract, your ideal avatar to you. We have 40 speakers and panelists lined up for this.
Whoa!
Picked. Yeah. All divinely, supposed to be there. We'll have all kinds of awesome things happening. We're having book signings and photo shoots, all kinds of crazy awesomeness. And what's great is at the Gaylord, which is in Nashville, it's like a small city. So a lot of people are going with some girlfriends or bringing their family. Like it's a chance for you to get away to work on your business and not in your business. And when you leave, you will have your action stuff. You're actually going to be working on your business there as well. So it's not just listening to, speech after speech after speech. No, you'll be implementing. And we have 3 different levels of packages. So it'll be great for you to take a look at the different options there. I'd love to meet you. And we're expecting it to sell out. So if you don't have anything planned for self-development this year for yourself, or you're a little nervous, just know that you're amongst company and good friends. Everyone that's there is very much like Lindsay and I. Like anyone you meet there, you're like, oh my gosh, she's so nice. She's so real. Yes, that's the kind of people I attract when you say Lindsay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. And that's the thing. Like, if you want to start practicing these skills, like get to an event where there's going to be people there like Kimberly and everyone that she attracts and brings, who really just wants to like scoop their arms around you and say like, hey, what do you need? Like, yeah, I'll take a photo. Yeah, I'd love to give you a tip. Sure. I'd love to help you with that. Because yes, the speakers will be busy while they're there, but if I know Kimberly, I know every single person that she's brought does this because their heart is in it and they are dedicated and devoted to impacting other people's lives, and they want to see you succeed. And I gotta say, like, events, yes, there's costs associated with the travel and things like that, but you can write that off on your taxes. You got a business. And the amount of value that you can obtain in 2 or 3 days in an event for the cost of what you spend to go there is incredible. Because, if you're going to pay to coach with somebody, you're going to pay some pretty, substantial prices if you want that kind of in-depth knowledge and for them to dive into what their expertise is. And you can get all of that like downloaded in a couple days at the event while you're away.
It's like business
and you
in a box.
don't have all of your daily obligations. That's so big, like working on your business, not in it.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's going to be great. I'm excited. I want you all there. You make sure you say hi and we get a picture.
I want you all there so we can get pictures.
Yes.
I can shout you out as well.
Absolutely.
So like I said, just make sure you go ahead and comment like a Goal Digger event, and we'll make sure that we come back and share that link with you, and you can check out all the different packages and you'll be able to pick out what's right for you, right? Not everybody, wants to have the general admission. Some people want the special treatment. And then there's other people that are like, hey, I'm pinching pennies. This is the thing that I'm going to invest in for my personal development and my business this year. And way to go for you to make a decision that you're going to do that for your business. I remember one of the first industry kind of neutral events that I went to, I had to wait until they had like a special. It was kind of coming up at the end of the event and they were like, this is our last minute special, because I couldn't afford the regular ticket price. And when they posted that, I was like, I got to get on this. I got to jump and I got to get here, because I know that even though it's a challenge for me to stretch and pay for this right now, I need this in order to reach that next level in my business. And I'm telling you, it was a transformative moment. Like, got there, I got around the people, I got the vision, I saw the possibility, like you said, and suddenly the whole world looked different on the other end.
Yes. Oh, that's so well said. You should write that down. That's really good. I love that. It's beautiful.
And have somebody transcribe that.
Yes, please. That'd be great. That's awesome.
Oh, Kimberly, thank you so much. I want to make sure that you guys, if you haven't seen Kimberly, go follow her. She is on pretty much all the social media platforms as the Goal Digger Girl, the Goal, Goal, like her shirt says, Digger Girl. So you can find her on YouTube, on Instagram, her Facebook business page, her Facebook profile is Kimberly Olson. She's pumping out amazing, incredible content for you all over the place. So if you haven't seen her before, scoop it up and then come join us in September. We would love, love, love to see you at the event.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you. Bye.
Bye.